Qualcomm is best known for delivering chips to smartphones, but in recent years it has expanded its infrastructure portfolio, launching a horizontal platform to enable the deployment of high-performance 5G networks. These offerings aim to deliver open and interoperable solutions, but one challenge stands in the way.
At the end of the day, as much as you try to virtualize the 5G network, some aspect of the 5G network rely on power-efficient silicon, a power-efficient semiconductor solution. And so one challenge has been that so far there is not been a very dedicated effort in developing this semiconductor for Open RAN, with the Open RAN in mind and vRAN in mind. And also we are taking that effort.
Gerardo Gioretta is a Senior Director of Product Management at Qualcomm. Gerardo, thanks for your time today. Let's talk first about the solutions you're bringing to market with Qualcomm. How does their Open RAN nature really accelerate the deployment of 5G?
You know, it's the same thing that we did for tens of years and decades on 3GPP, right? A lot of the functionality that are implemented either on the device, so the smartphone or whatever the device is, or the network, are implemented in hardware, silicon, semiconductor, and software firmware at a very low level, right? So that's the deliverable that Qualcomm has always been doing, and that's going to be also our focus in the Open RAN. We are not going to become a full infrastructure vendor, building big boxes and so forth like the infrastructure vendor. We are providing the technology, the underlying technology, for them to innovate and build actually the final product, right? So, but that technology is really at the core of the performance, because if your semiconductor solution that implements Open RAN is not power efficient, then the entire Open RAN ecosystem will rely on something that is less performant than a non-Open RAN solution. An operator will never want to deploy that because it just costs more, because it consumes more power. So that's where we have announced multiple products. So in terms of the densification of the network, we have been commercializing already our 5G RAN platform for small cells that has been commercialized already by different OEM and different operators in the last couple of years, both for millimeter wave and sub-6, both for indoor and outdoor solution. And so those small cells are the small cells that you want to use in certain scenarios where you need more coverage or capacity, for example, in stadium, in enterprises, sometimes in some indoor mall solution like that. So that has been something that we have provided to the ecosystem, and there's been a lot of commercialization on that as well. We recently also introduced and announced our new platform, our 5G RAN platform, which is the Qualcomm radio unit platform, the Qualcomm distributed unit platform. The last one comes with our X100 accelerator card. And that's really our proposal for a power efficient, high performance Open RAN silicon, right? Where we have basically a platform silicon and software solution that can be deployed in the radio unit and can be deployed as an accelerator in a server for the distributed unit, so that we can really achieve that high level performance solution at a fraction of the current solution power, so that we can really enable operator to deploy Open RAN at scale.
Right. Well, I want to cap off with the opportunities that O-RAN will open up for service providers. Research shows it's clearly top of mind for many in the industry, set to rake in anywhere from $10 to $15 billion by 2025. Let's talk about that market opportunity and what service providers need to know to get the most of it.
Yeah, sure. So if we do a step back for a second and try to understand what Open RAN is and how all the networks are actually deployed, right? We look at all the networks as pretty monolithic single vendor solution, where also when operators say that they are multi-vendor, they really are multi-vendor in different area of the network. And so in a single city, there is really one single infrastructure vendor with proprietary interface, because really when people think about the RAN, they think about the antenna on the top of the tower, but it's really multiple boxes behind that, and all those boxes come from the same vendor, right? So this is challenged right now by Open RAN, but there is an underlying use case and technology reason for that, and it's that with 5G going with more and more type of use cases, with millimeter wave deployment, with private network, it really requires more flexibility in order to be deployed efficiently. And so Open RAN somehow promises to provide that flexibility because it defines these new interfaces that are completely open, so that allows the operators to mix and match different offerings for different vendors in the same area, right? And that significantly increase the freedom for the operator to deploy different use case, enable different use case for the end customer, right? So that's definitely important. The other aspect is that we always tie Open RAN to virtualization of the networks because the two things go somehow together. The virtualization of the network, meaning running more software-based functionality, right, in commercial off-the-shelf server, allows to lower the cost of the solution. And overall, the Open RAN and the virtualization of the network go together to make the whole solution more open, right? So we really see this as the new paradigm of how eventually networks will be deployed, because at the end of the day, it provides a much more flexible solution for mobile network operator, resulting in better solution also for end customer.
Well, Gerardo, thanks so much for your time today, and thank you all at home for watching. My name's Diana Blast with Current Insights, your host for Leaders In on Open RAN. For more coverage like this, be sure to stick with Light Reading.